is a monoscope designed for in the 1800s to listen to the heartbeats of young ladies. Young ladies' honor was more important than her health was.
I know they would love that.
This here is a terspooning, and it was used to drill holes in the skull for trauma to the head, fluid building up, we had to get the pressure off. Then after we do that, we take the hay saw and we'd use it to flip the bone fragment out of the way so it'd start healing up. Also, if the skull was pushed down, we would use what's called the elevator. We'd slide it in using this tool here to hold it up off this cranium, pull the skull back up off the brain.
Now what's that right there? This stuff.
This one here was the saw, main amputation saw.
That's what I thought.
It was what the main surgeons were known for, was the amputation saw. A good surgeon can do it in a little over 3 minutes, cut an arm and a leg off.
What about bacteria and gangrene and all that?
It ran rampant, yes.
That's what I thought. Okay.
We always had to try to stay one step ahead of it.
That's kind of cool.
These here are the bullets that would be shot. This one here is the 58 mini ball before it's been fired. This one here is the same basic bullet after it's hit a solid object.
How heavy is that? Oh my God.
These here were tools to take out your tonsils. We'd slide them down, come in behind them, slide them down their throat, grab a hold of the back of their tonsil and hold them there. Slide this over the top of it, snip the tonsils off. These here were the large scalpels for cutting the meat off, to the cauterizing irons for cauterizing the wounds after we've done the work on them. It stays cherry red on the fire all the time. This here is some of the needles for sewing up the patients. They were curved needles, so they'd go in and out. This here was a tourniquet that would stop the bleeding. Wherever the tourniquet was put on at, no matter what, the saw followed in behind it. Am I going too fast or too slow?
You're going just fine.
This here is a field kit, tourniquet, or surgical field kit. This is the only tools the doctor would take out into the battlefield as he follows the troops. These here are the dental tools the doctor would use. Back to some of the dental tools the doctors would use. From pulling the tractors to a small scalpel, clear up to a drill for drilling out the cavities. Just rub it back and forth on that raw nerve cavity.
You want to show them the medicine that is for the gums only?
This here, when I'm doing dental work, is the morphine we rub on the gums. That only affects the gums, nothing for the nerves inside the teeth. And it's just basically absorbed into the gums, so it takes a little bit of time to get affected into it. This here is a jaw thrust or rib spreader. Spread open the jaws to lock it up so they won't shut their mouth, or if I was working in the rib area, spread open the ribs. This here was tweezers to help check if you got some debris in your eye, to help me pull the debris out of your eye, get the debris out of your eye. These here are different forceps and different sizes of clamps to pull stuff out of bodies or do different things to the body that the doctor needs them removed.
Tell them about the doll.
All the old doctors had to carry a doll in the 1800s because young ladies, the doctor could not touch a young lady. Her honor was more important than her health was. So he would actually hand the doll to the parents, and the parents then would ask the child to point on the doll where they hurt at and how bad. And then I would try to make up some medicine for the girls to make them feel better. Most of the time they had to take some medicine that tasted very bad. It may work and may not work.
What about the needle?
The syringe here, we did not give shots. Back in the 1800s, we didn't have shots. This was to irrigate, which means wash out the wound. So we'd stick it in the pan of water. We've been washing everything in all day long. Stick it in your wound and flush out your wound.
Wow, I can name about half of these. McGill Forsett, hemostat, curved, hemostat straight. Wow.
How did they get curved?
How did they get curved?
You don't know how they got them? How they originally got their original bends and stuff?
Probably from just traumatic use.
No.
No?
We'd have the blacksmith actually come in with the surgeon.
Ah.
And he would say, I've got this tool here, but it's straight, and I'm trying to reach around the bone, or I have to have the assistant help hold that around, and I need it to be clamped where I can hold it out of the way.
Curved.
So the blacksmith would come in and see exactly what he wanted, and then he would actually go take the tool out to his forge, which would be right outside the tent or whatever, heat it up and bend it, bring it back in and try it. And he'd do different experiments on the tooling to get it right. Once he got one right, then he could go back and start mass producing them.
Wow.
But that's how they would start out.
That's pretty amazing. I didn't know that.
Nowadays,
All these years, I've been using them for years. And
do
didn't
you
realize
imagine nowadays a blacksmith come walking into the surgery room and he's sitting there
that might not go over well.
sticking his black hands down in there. Oh, I see. Yeah, okay, I understand now. And that's how the tools were actually.
Wow.
But I actually had the blacksmith inside the surgery room with him.
And this resembles the old ring cutter. The same handle is on the old ring cutters.
Well, it cuts the rings all right.
But that's...
The tonsils.
Oh. Yeah, really? Gotcha. Same thing. I knew that's what that was.
This one held it. There were some that would actually had the whole pieces together.
Yeah.
But there was also some that
held and one that sliced.
Sliced your tonsils right off. You can spit them out or swallow them.
Ooh. Amazing. My, how times have changed. Come on,